Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the April 16th, 2022 full moon in Libra. Now, on April 16, 2022, there will be a full moon in Libra. Full moons can be about unrestrained, uninhibited unleashing of emotions. Now, they could be very powerful emotions, very intense emotions. What may have been suppressed for some time may come out, and they can also have an indirect connections with new beginnings because when something ends, something else could begin. And the full moon may affect everyone collectively, but especially those with a Libra or Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant. Now, Libra, of course, because it's going to be in their own sign, and Cancer because the moon does rule Cancer, and they are simply very sensitive to all transits and phases of the moon. Now, this may be attributed as to why the zodiac sign Cancer can be so fickle, moody, and temperamental, and this will be especially intensified if it conjuncts one's Libra sun, moon, or ascendant. Now, during this full moon, there may be a greater propensity for accidents since emotions are going to be in full throttle, and there could be more car-related accidents due to people seeking justice, so to speak, even just to even the score, basically. And it could also be something connected, with the alignment on cars, not being balanced, so to speak, or and also too, the full moon, of course, can reflect the ending, completion, or culmination of something. And with this being in Libra, it could be the end of a marriage or a lawsuit for many, a legal matter, contract, some agreement, or even a relationship. And it could be something where one had collaborated with another on a project or endeavor and may come to an end at this time. And, I'm being hopeful and optimistic that this full moon may actually signify peace talks coming to a conclusion and a reconciliation finally reached between Russia and Ukraine as a result. Um, Now, the full moon can manifest in a revelation or unveiling of something. Now, being in Libra, it could be, for example, a superficial charm that someone exhibits. It could be a person that ingratiates themselves in groups just to see what he or she can get from them. A divorce may be revealed that comes out of the blue. Um, it could be where more people may go through an unexpected separation from a marriage partner. Now, in some instances, someone may be revealed as a relationship disruptor. It may be about being more cognizant of certain ambivalence and indecisiveness, whether it's the person in question or maybe it's somebody that the person knows that's prominent in one's life. Now, also, too, full moon in astrology can be expressed in becoming really tired, full, or exasperated at someone or something. Now, with this full moon being in Libra, well, it may be a person that's just simply overly ambivalent or indecisive. It could be about being overly reticent or humble. Maybe it's time where one really wants that credit that they deserve for things that they've done. Maybe they're just tired of being overly reticent and humble about things. And it can be where one, again, could be very tired of someone's superficial charm. Yeah, it could be a time too where this could also be the ending of a Libra profession or job for somebody. And I would say, especially if it falls in one's second, sixth, or 10th house, because those houses are the money houses in astrology, the profession, job houses, and it could be the ending of some may end a career in the law, such as working as an attorney, a paralegal, bailiff, judge, a court artist. Um, It could be the ending of a profession associated with tennis or gymnastics. Those sports are connected with balance. I would say those are Libra sports. It could be a position associated with art, human resources, arbitration, negotiation, or even fashion design. Now, in some instances, it could be the revelation or unveiling of a Libra health related issue, especially if it falls in the first or sixth house in the natal chart. And there may be, people may see, something, revealed, or maybe something revealed associated with the kidneys or lower back or endocrine system. And some may find out they have diabetes or hypoglycemia even. Um, and another thing too, of course, it's important to look at the house this falls in, as this could impact the delineation and interpretation of this transit for you. Now, for me, this is going to fall in my sixth house. Now, this could manifest in a number of ways. I'm hoping it's not going to be some revelation or unveiling of a Libra health related issue, again, such as something connected with the kidneys or lower back or endocrine system. Now, I have already had I currently have chronic issues with my lower back. I have what is considered a protruding or bulging disc in it. It's not deformed, but it's like where a disc is just slightly out of place. And I have had kidney issues previously. Now, the thing about this is, I hope this is not some kind of like a resurrection or rebirth of this problem for me. So, anyway, and it could simply be for me just being more cognizant of intellectual sociability in the daily routine. And another thing too is that it's also important to look at the aspects this makes to points in your chart, as this could impact its delineation and interpretation for you. Now, this is going to make a tight conjunction to my natal Jupiter. Now, I'm hoping, this does not, really exacerbate or enlarge some of the possible health issues I just talked about. Now, it may also enlarge that powerful unleashing of emotions. Perhaps it would be ones that would be balanced, but or associated with something just not being equitable in my mind. And on a positive note, though, it may actually be fortuitous. I mean, since Jupiter is the planet connected with luck and fortune, maybe it's a discovery of a foreign, which is Jupiter, a relationship, which is Libra. And anyway, now the thing is, this transit is going to fall at 26 degrees Libra. Now, as far as Sabian symbols go, now this may manifest in the conclusion of some altruistic endeavor. It could be, maybe the completion of something that results in a person knowing that they will have a tranquil existence, such as a revelation of retirement benefits that will be, something very, prodigious retirement benefits, which will give a person much security for that latter part of one's life. And it can be also too that it could be work or duty that was associated with a relative or career related matter may reach an ending. Now, others may make a discovery of a person that is very magnanimous and can be beneficial to them in dealing with adversity. Now, another thing is that it's also important to look at the electional aspects this makes, as this could impact its delineation and interpretation. Now, this is going to make a square to Pluto in Capricorn. Now, this, of course, is adversarial. The full moon in Libra could manifest in many wanting to ingratiate themselves with others and declare a need for relationships and socializing. Now, it may also be wanting to end a relationship. With the square to Pluto in Capricorn, though, this may be difficult due to what I would call power of authority. Pluto is power, Capricorn is associated with authority and older people. And it could also be in maybe some cases it might be due to bullying or coercion by authoritative people. It could simply be a domineering husband or significant other. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, now I would say too, this aspect can also intensify emotional manipulation. It could be something like, do you really believe this is fair and equitable, which is Libra, and leaving me to be responsible, which is Capricorn, for everything, as an example. Now, at the same time, other electional transits will be intensified and amplified because they're taking place at the time of this full moon. Now, see what other transits are happening. Well, there's going to be transit Jupiter in Pisces is going to conjoin Neptune at this time. And I would say floods may be more prevalent at this time. Neptune is associated with flooding, and the conjunction to Jupiter may enlarge and exacerbate this. It is also in the sign of Pisces, associated with floods and the sea. And this conjunction may bring luck, which is Jupiter, in attaining some dream, which is Neptune. That may have seemed unattainable or unrealistic, which is Pisces. Now, it may be wishful thinking, but perhaps, I know some of you guys get a kick out of me saying perhaps. I'm just going to be very redundant with it just to make you guys happy. But seriously, there may be a reconciliation with Ukraine and Russia. Maybe it actually does happen on this instance, because on March 30th, 1856, Jupiter was conjunct Neptune in Pisces. There was a Treaty of Paris. Now, ironically enough, the reconciliation did involve Russia. Will history repeat itself? I guess time will tell. And now, other transits to your chart will be amplified and intensified because they're taking place at the time of the full moon in Libra. Now, transit Mars in Pisces will at least make a loose conjunction to my natal north node in Pisces in the 11th house. Now, this may manifest in taking action, which is Mars, in matters with where I am moving toward, which is the north node, which is the metaphysical, continuing to do so, which can include astrology, which is Pisces. Now, which is also a goal and aspiration, which is the 11th house. Now, and even involving groups, and that's the 11th house as well. Now, it could also manifest for me in confronting, which is Mars, and being destined perhaps to do this, which is the north node, deceptive and duplicitous, which is Pisces, friends and acquaintances, which is the 11th house. Now, another thing is that transit Mars in Pisces, excuse me, will also make a trine to my second house, Mercury in Cancer. Now, by itself, this transit can indicate having more alertness in thinking, and it may be easier for me to take action on ideas I have formulated. Now, it could be a good blending of taking action and communicating. Transit Mars in Pisces in the 11th house could indicate me simply just acting, I would say, with more inspiration, and also, well, with little hesitation or procrastination, which is Mars, and doing so in the metaphysical, again, which includes astrology. Metaphysical has a connection with Pisces, and in group matters, which is the 11th house. Now, this may blend well with me being able to extemporize, which is Cancer, in communications, which is Mercury. Now, it may also manifest in taking action, which is Mars, with idealism and inspiration, which is Pisces, in my future, which is the 11th house, and in the process be able to plan for a short journey, which is Mercury, that is home related, and home related matters are associated with the zodiac sign Cancer, and being able to understand the cost of it. It's going to fall in my second house, so That would be one way that could manifest and pan out for me. Now, on some minor event notes, the NBA playoffs will begin on this day. Now, I understand full moons are about culminations and endings and not beginnings. However, I think this may be expressed in many being aware and cognizant of the NBA teams that are in the postseason being very balanced, which is Libra, and competitive. Now, hopefully, we'll see refinement and less combative situations with players. Now, on another note, interestingly enough, legendary country music artist Garth Brooks will be making his last stadium tour stop in Nashville, Tennessee. The endings, last is connected with full moons. The thing about though is when I saw this online, it was a little ambiguous for me because I don't know if that means the last tour stop for his career or just for this particular tour. Anyway, this is going to fall in Garth Brooks' fifth house of entertainment. I know, what a shocker, right? Um, Now, Libra can have a connection with the arts, including music, and the fifth house is the house of personal popularity and entertainment. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.